Guten Tag, Jores, wie geht's?
Guten Tag, Anna.
Okay,
Hello from Austria.
hallo. Ja, natürlich. Anyway, more than just task management. This
You
is the
speak more
podcast
German
you're,
than I do, so.
yeah, I studied German for like 4 or 5 years, 4 years in high school.
Oh, wow.
I remember a few things, but not a lot. So anyway, uh, where were we? Oh, Tuesday, which is Montag is Monday, Donnerstag. Anyway, enough of German lessons. This is more than just task management. Your favorite daily podcast where we help you build a thriving business and sometimes learn German or Spanish. And I'm Angelova, co-host of this podcast and a business coach and consultant. And I have Jores Minasvand here with me, my fellow co-host and business consultant who speaks Spanish, Armenian, Farsi, and English, and what else? Oh, Norwegian. I forgot
Little bit
Norwegian.
of Norwegian.
Yep. So that's why sometimes as you listen to us and learn about building your business, you also learn some words in different languages. So, where are we? Oh, Tuesday. Today we are talking about something that you might have faced or you might be facing, or as a business owner who has a team. And this is when a key employee wants or threatens to leave. What do you do? Like, how do you handle a situation like this? And this can be a really tough situation, right? Especially when we talk about a small, mid-sized business, right? Like your team is probably not 10,000 people. And because even when in a corporation, when good people leave, they feel this. Like the team that the person was part of, they feel this. Yes, the overall impact might not be like there might not be that much of an overall impact on the bottom line. When it comes to you running small or mid-sized business, a key employee leaving can really impact your bottom line. It can impact your whole business, the morale and everything. So how you handle it, it's really important.
Agreed.
And yeah,
Yeah.
and where it would what I wanna start with is that first and foremost, if this is a surprise to you that your employee wants to leave or threatens to leave, this is on you. Like this is on you as the manager, as the leader of the team, because you should never be surprised when someone says, I want to leave. I'm looking for something different. You should actually know as a leader, first and foremost, as the leader of the team, of the business, you should have practices in place where you have this kind of actually proactive conversations with your team where once every few months you even ask them what would make you leave. So if someone says I want to leave or threatens to leave, then and you are surprised, then it's on you 100%. Now, if you know about this, like if you're not surprised, if you were expecting it, then of course, like you can manage this in a better way. But either way, whether you were expecting it or not, so the idea is like, what do you do when this happens? And I would actually start with if someone threatens to leave. Uh, I would cover this a little bit first, because for me, when an employee threatens to leave, it points to something completely misaligned within the culture and within the team, because like threatening to leave, there's something like it reveals something about this person as well. And letting this person go might be the best approach, because like if they threaten you, like ultimately, and when we say threaten, it's like you know what it is, right? Like when they ultimately, it's like they hold your hand behind your back and like twist your hand, and it's like, oh, I'm so special and you need to increase my salary or give me more vacation days or whatever, or give me the title of something. if they kind of force you, right, and unless you do something, they would leave, then it actually reveals a lot about the character of this person. And my personal opinion is that letting go of this person is probably the best option. And yes, it might hurt your bottom line in the beginning. It might be tough to find a new person or to train someone to take over. But one of the things when it comes to attitude, one is that attitude is king. And you need to remove bad apples as soon as possible, even if they are some of the best performing people on your team. So this is on the threatening part. Joris, I want to hear your thoughts.
No, I've seen so many of these, and you're right. This is like cancer. It will spread, the attitude will spread to others, and soon all of your employees will be disgruntled and they'll hold you hostage. That kind of negotiation, that's not even negotiation. Like you said, that's hostage taking. What you do is you immediately cut that off and teach everybody else a lesson. I have seen this. I have been in the situation where I replaced these people. Uh, I walked in to replace these people temporarily until nobody is irreplaceable. All of us can be replaced, absolutely positively. And if we think that we can't be replaced, you're wrong. Given the right time and money, everybody, anyhow, like you said, maybe your revenue will dip for a short period, but it will come back up if it's a healthy business. So that kind of threat, absolutely. But if they want to negotiate, there are ways to negotiate. We talked about this. We had another session a while back on having uh, a path and a system where you can find leaders
Oh, yeah, in your team. Yes, yeah,
in your
yeah,
team and
absolutely.
enable them and build them and all that. So same thing with as part of your customer as part of your employee retention, you need to, like you said, you need to be in tune with the customer and sorry, with your workers. You need to know if they're not happy. You need to know how to make them happy. And uh, again, some people, I just had a conversation today with a coworker. He gave me an example. One of his team members was offered a 60% increase on salary from another company. Uh, some people are just for money, especially if they're young. In this case, again, there's no negotiation because there's no way for you to be able to increase to 60% because the other company has a different model. They have cash infusion to, that's how, and a lot of times the 60% is temporary. It will crash. The person will come back, but that's a different story. But if you can negotiate, if the person is really good, if they're not just for money, negotiate. If you can give them the 25, 30% of it, you work out in different, see what else there makes them happy. Leadership, training, whatever it is, traveling, whatever it is, you try. But I think the best thing is uh, for you to have systems in place where it doesn't get to the point where your employees go out and put themselves out there and get offers,
Yeah, prevention
especially
is
for
the
your core
best.
team.
Yeah, absolutely. Prevention is the best for
Yeah,
your core
if
team
you're
to. Um,
ident-
mhm.
go ahead.
Yeah, it's the best thing, like where you proactively help them grow and give them what they want. Like, and it's a relationship, it's a partnership, right? Like you said, if they have a
100%.
60% offer from somewhere else, increase on top of what they're earning, you might not be able to do this. So, and that's okay. Um,
Yeah.
and the other thing that I was thinking as you were sharing these things, though, is that at some point there is a time when uh, people outgrow us, we outgrow them, right? Like there is a time when mm, it's just the end of the relationship, right? It's just the end. Like it's nothing
Yeah.
hostile. It's not about money or anything else. It's just that the company can't offer anything more to this person. And if this is a key employee and someone who like you've nurtured, you've empowered, and like you have that good culture, ultimately let them go, right? Let them go, and this is where you can structure a way for their exit, where uh, they help with as much as possible with the transition, with the knowledge transfer, with even choosing their own replacement, right? And again, when you are proactive, you can know about this soon. You can know about this actually so well in advance. Where like here in Canada, and I think US is similar. We have what 2 week notice. Like this is what we are supposed to give, like a 2 week notice. But
Mhm.
if you're proactive and you do this kind of check in with your team once a quarter, for example, you can know that something is going on and this person is starting to think about other options. And you can actually help this person, your key employee, find their next step while they also help you with replacing them.
Yes. And the other thing that you can do is, and a lot of time happens when leaders and business owners, they get busy with running the business, they don't pay attention, that an employee becomes irreplaceable. They get into a key position, whether it's coders or with the passwords or finances or whatever it is. Stop this from happening. And one of the things that we talked about culture, right? So from a culture perspective, from uh, uh, a leader's perspective, what you can instill and you can tell your team and your people is, and I say this myself and I practice this myself. I always am the most useless person in the team. And if I'm replaced, nothing breaks. And you should also have this culture in your team. And useless doesn't mean not productive. Useless is in the meaning of, if I get hit by the bus tomorrow, the work will continue. I'm not in the critical path. I'm not holding anything back. Or it's like in a family where if you have kids and family and assets and stuff, not having a will is the same thing, right? So make sure your team is uh, grown and nurtured in a culture where you keeping secrets and becoming indispensable is not job security. Delegation and letting other people grow, teaching other people what you know, and then you go do better things. That's a culture. That's the culture that should be. And I've seen it so many places where people actually hold things hostage just to make sure that the company will never get rid of them. Lo and behold, come Friday morning, they walk in, none of their personal stuff is on their desk, their ID is locked, they can't access the computer. HR walks in and says, well, guess what? We're going to pull the plug before it's too late. So if you can get your people to uh, have that culture where they enable everybody else, and they also uh, don't think job security is in becoming indispensable, then you have a good culture. Then you don't have to worry about replacement. It's like it's going to become a very positive cycle, and then people won't even leave.
Well, the thing is that people, at some point, people leave, right? Like, yeah, it won't be something that happens often, but they still like we all grow each other, right? What I remember though from what you were saying is that like, something that corporations do, which you can also implement, is mandatory vacations, right? Where
Mhm.
you need to go on vacation at least for consecutive 5 days, once a year,
Yes.
at least for consecutive 5 days, so someone else can take over what you're doing and
Mhm.
do these things. And this way you prevent what you were saying, that like one person or like is so ingrained and does everything that no one else knows what's going on with this part of the business. But again,
Mhm.
there's a lot about like team management and leadership, and I would highly encourage you, if you haven't joined our Visionary Founders Club yet, join it. We talk about this more there. There's some resources, and of course, like we have trainings on this as well to help you become a better leader, a visionary leader and founder. So highly recommend. The link is in the comments, not comments, description of the episode. Check the Visionary Founders Club, join it. It's free, and it pay to pay dividends for you. And knowing how to lead your team and what to do when a key employee is about to leave, it matters, because uh, when you do it the right way, when you handle the situation as a leader, your team will benefit. Like Joris, like you said, in the beginning, it might be that yes, your bottom line gets hurt, or something like this, productivity drops, but in the long term, things will get better and better. You get better and stronger. Your team gets stronger. Your business gets more resilient. So although your initial reaction might be a little bit of level 1 or 2 reaction with, oh, why me? Or, oh, this person is an idiot after all these years we were together, and so on. Like, step out of this, take a breath, and go into, I love level 5 energy, the win-win. Like, go into win-win thinking. How can you approach this situation in a way that the company wins, the person who is leaving wins, the new person who comes in wins, and everyone wins.
Mm. Absolutely. Or again, back to the culture. You lead, how you build your teams is how it will continue. So put a good basis in your company, and you will avoid these issues forever.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. So I know we talked a lot today. Yesterday was a shorter episode. Today is a little bit longer, but these conversations are important, and you stepping up as your role as a leader, it's so, so key for you to have a thriving business. And we've probably just scratched the surface on the whole topic. So, again, highly recommend join the Visionary Founders Club if you haven't yet. And come back tomorrow when we'll be talking about simple way to manage your calendar, especially if you're a solopreneur. Now, this conversation, if you already have a team, it can still apply. There might still be some things, useful things for you there. So feel free to drop in and listen to the episode. If you are a solopreneur, this episode is definitely for you. How many you manage your calendar really shows what you're focusing on. So come back tomorrow for another episode of More Than Just Task Management, your favorite daily podcast where we help you build a thriving business. Joris, thank you so much. And we'll be back tomorrow.
Thanks for having me. Bye.
All right.